Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today is our Front Royal Police Chief, Kahle Magalis.
How's everybody doing today?
We're good.
Good.
I like your haircut, Kahle.
It's easy to maintain.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's that time of year again for National Night Out.
It is.
This is an annual national event. This happens all over the country.
Yes, sir.
And it's kind of a cool thing. It's always fun. And we were just talking. I said, I was reading what the LFCC is putting on over at their campus. And I said, they're going to have a helicopter. And I said, well, you're going to top that. Tell us what you said.
So we're bringing it back to the old traditional way that we used to do National Night Out back downtown with a big block party and live music. So, yeah, we're hoping
You're going to top it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's going to be August the 3rd.
Tuesday, August the 3rd, beginning at 6 p.m. So National Night Out started back in 1984.
Right.
It was initially started by the National Association of Town Watch. And I think during that first one, they had 23 different states that participated in it, and it's just grown since then. And our community's been involved in it, since the early 2000s.
Right.
So
it's well attended. It surprises me that people come out and attend that event on a Tuesday night, you know,
right.
and it's great. And this year, as always, it's going to be at the Commons, the Town Commons,
yes.
at the Gazebo Pavilion area.
Yes.
And can you go and tell me who the band is?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We had to make it's.
We got to get to the music.
It's usually at the town Commons. Last year we had to make a little departure because of COVID, and we couldn't have the large gathering, so we departed from the norm last year and had kind of took it on the road. We made
that's right.
Yeah, we made it essentially kind of a loop around town, and we would stop off. I think we had 6 different neighborhoods throughout the town area that we stopped off in to try to meet with, and hand out some goodie bags to kids and spend a few minutes trying to socially distance, but still, be able to talk to some folks and connect with the community. And that's what it's all about. Is trying to make those, keeping those partnerships up with the community and being able to just having a night where you could go out and connect with the community. And that's what it's all about.
It's great. Is the fire department coming along with you? The
fire
county
department.
Of course, this isn't just Front Royal Police. This is the county sheriff will be there.
Yes, sir.
And Sheriff Butler, we got to give him a plug.
Yes, sir.
And the police and the fire and rescue, basically first responders. It's kind of grown into basically more of a first responders, law enforcement, protection type community.
Well, and that's what it's designed to be, is first responders. I mean, Front Royal Police Department, we're simply the host of the event every year. But yes, we'll have participation from the Warren County Sheriff's Office, Warren County Fire and Rescue. Usually we have the Virginia State Police pop in.
Oh yeah, they always show up. They're not going to pass up an opportunity to get some free donuts.
With the donuts and coffee, always, right? RSW Regional Jail, and then we typically have some of our federal partners actually come out, and oftentimes some other state entities.
Sure.
You may see some folks from Department of Game and Fish, perhaps state parks, the National Park Rangers.
I was reading a story about in Washington D.C. like 300 police organizations or something like that. So it's a crazy amount of people. But just what you mentioned, we don't realize the number of people working in what we call law enforcement, and things that you wouldn't classify as that, but they are. I mean, and they help keep our community safe and things moving along. We just don't think about that.
Well, I mean, typically you think of your local, your locality, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so at Front Royal Warren County, you kind of associate sort of 3 badges, right? The Warren County Sheriff's Office, the Front Royal Police Department, and then Warren County Fire and Rescue.
Right.
But I mean, we've also got the Virginia State Police. Here in our jurisdiction, we've got the federal Shenandoah National Park, so you've got the federal park rangers. You got the Andy Guest Park, so you've got the state park rangers.
Got customs.
You've got customs and ATF both up on the hill.
Right. I mean,
Harmony Hollow, they both have facilities.
They have federal
here.
jurisdiction. I mean,
right. And then you've got Department of Fish and Game that work here in the county. So there are several public safety organizations that operate within our county.
Right.
It's not just the big 3.
And there's some other federal agencies of the motor carriers and
DMV police.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of things go on that that we don't really think about on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And most people, all they care about, they don't want to see them in their rear view mirror. You know?
Right. Absolutely.
Amazing how if you had a heart monitor on, you got to make sure you're. Even you get that. Come on, you don't like the popo coming up.
Always checking my speedometer. If I see a police, I'm not speeding up. Make sure I'm following the law.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of good support of our local law enforcement officers. Tim Radigan and the Back to Blue, he's really pushed that. He's done a great job, and I think everyone likes to be recognized.
Right.
And I think we have made a real effort in our community. I think we have a strong community policing arrangement between the sheriff and the police department.
We do. Really
been active. Again, you deal with typically that 2% of the population that doesn't comply. But,
sure.
But it's always good. We know, who you're going to call. When I call that number, they show up. And,
right.
We've had to use that a couple times, and fire and rescue and the police, and you really appreciate it. It's kind of like.
We are very fortunate to have a lot of community support with law enforcement in general, not just the police department.
Right,
but in fact. The Back the Blue organization, Jeannie Deem and Tim Radigan, as well as the Front Row Police Foundation, which is headed up by Wayne Seelock now.
Right.
They've been instrumental in helping us put together National Night Out. So they've helped us organize this event. So can't thank both of those organizations and all of the members enough for that and their efforts.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. I mean,
it does.
To put on these kind of activities to get the community to just to organize it.
Yeah.
And Captain Klein was going to be here today, but
she's under the weather. So
she's under the weather.
She won't be able to join us.
Well, she'll be there for Tuesday. You told her she has to be better by then.
That's right. She's under strict orders.
That's right.
She's under the doctor's orders to get better, and my orders to be back on duty for Tuesday evening.
So originally she was going to be here today and tell us all about it.
Yeah, she's taking the lead with the police department and working with Back the Blue and the Front Row Police Foundation to organize the event and get it going. So
after the sheriff stole Robbie's seal,
right.
I'm sure you still you don't like that, do you? Robbie did such, and you know what? He still does a lot of work for the town, and he's in the town. I mean, that's the thing people forget too, that they think the sheriff's only in the county. The county is in the town, so he does a lot of community work, and he's he's on a 20-hour on the clock. He puts about 40 or 50 hours in, I know.
Yeah, so.
But that's what you do. I mean, that's just part of the professionalism, I think, that our law enforcement officers have. I've seen you got a lot of new officers. It seems like I've seen some new faces around town.
We haven't had very much turnover.
Well, that shows you I haven't really had to run any with the police.
Gosh, our last hire's been a couple years, but we are looking for a
few good men and women.
We've had a couple that have retired, so we are looking. I think we've got 2 openings right now, so we are looking for anybody, particularly if they're certified.
That brings up. I was going to ask you a question. You see police officers in certain part of our country that have just been really discouraged.
Yeah.
The way the public the community has treated them, and. I'm just curious. I haven't seen that attitude in our community.
We're very fortunate.
Very fortunate. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering are you getting any applications from some of these places? They're looking to go back to small towns. They're tired of the big cities. You know what I
mean? We've had a few. It's funny because we have had a few applications from. Gosh, across the nation, honestly. Right. But I suppose our what we've been able to offer in terms of compensation may not be as attractive for some of those folks in some of those more affluent areas.
I was talking to one of the new deputies at the sheriff's department, and just like you said, he said, I'm just tired of it. I just wanted a different lifestyle, and that's. Yeah. And the pay is they always say the pay, but pay's really never the main reason.
No, it's not everything.
And it's not what you make; it's what you keep.
Right.
And that makes a big difference on that. So,
sure.
But I haven't heard anything bad about the police department. You must be doing well. There we go. I'm going to have to answer the phone here. And I turned it to do not disturb. You see?
I see that.
Yeah, and it must have been a priority call.
Right. The bat phone went off. Right.
So. It was the sheriff. No. He's watching the video and he's saying, don't let him say that about me.
Right.
But National Night Out, it's going to be Tuesday, August the 3rd. It's a great event. A lot of people will be there. There's tons of stuff to do for kids.
Yep.
A lot of activities. There's a lot of just good times. And we didn't say about the band.
We'll have inflatables for the kids. There's going to be a lot of different activities. We'll have the DUI simulator where the folks will be able to get into the golf cart with the goggles on.
Yeah. That's really a neat thing.
Yeah, there'll be.
You don't really think about it. You know, if you're not never been inebriated, you know,
Right.
You don't really appreciate.
Right.
You think all that not that way. Try
It's
to walk.
kind of an eye-opening experience for that.
And I can't walk a straight line sober. I can imagine what it'd be like. But anyway,
we'll have
I need those old people tests, you know.
Right. We'll have some canine demonstrations, and of course we'll have live music this year.
Who's the band? Who's the band?
We've got a band called Raised on Analog. So we're looking forward. We're looking forward to having some filling the streets downtown with some music that night. And just having a good time. Of course, there'll be food vendors, and I'm sure Crazy Willie will be down with some ice cream.
I'm sure Crazy Willie will be there.
Strites Donuts. Of course, we got to have the donuts, right?
Yeah, gotta have that. They're going to show up.
Yeah.
Well, you eat one of those, they must weigh like a pound a piece.
Right. That's a heavy donut.
It is a heavy donut. It is good, though. If you've never had one,
that's breakfast and lunch. You got to cut it in half.
It's exactly true, but they're good.
Yeah, delicious.
It's good. Yeah, I talked to that guy that goes down there every morning. He said at 3:00 in the morning, he picks up the fresh donuts.
Yeah.
But it's great. That was an entrepreneurial adventure. People decided something to do, and I can do this, and away he went. So there's a lot of great things going on in our community, and we appreciate the fire department and the police department, the sheriff's department, and keeping us safe and allowing us to be there.
Well, we look forward to the opportunity to be able to kind of get out in the community that night and just have everybody come together and come down and just talk to everybody and answer questions and just hang out and have a good time. And it's a good opportunity to interface with the community. When they didn't call.
When we were growing up as kids, your policeman was your friend.
Right.
And now if you watch TV or any show, it's like the police are the enemy,
Right.
And I think we need to get back to the old days that, you are our friends, and you want to do what's safe and good for our community, for everyone. And
we're trying to overcome some of that stigma. It's one of those things where
a few bad apples ruin the whole bushel.
Right. When you get a call, you have to go deal with the call. And this is a good opportunity to interface with the public when we're not dealing with a call.
Exactly.
There comes a time, typically when we show up, it's because there's a problem.
Exactly. It's the worst situation.
Right. This is a nice opportunity to show up and be able to interface with people when there's not a problem.
Exactly.
It's a joyous occasion and not one of any sort of drama or trauma. So
well, it's a good safe outing because there's a lot of law enforcement there.
There will certainly be plenty of law enforcement. That's for sure.
Well, it's Tuesday, August the 3rd, 6:00 at the common area, Town Commons, the gazebo. Basically, people know where that is.
Right.
Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mark your calendar. August the 3rd, 6 p.m., downtown Front Royal.
And just as a caveat, most years in the past have started out with raindrops.
Right.
But it's always cleared, and we've always been able to complete the event. So
rain or shine.
We're going to go rain or shine. Let's knock on some wood and hope for some good weather.
Right.
But if there are a few rain clouds and some precipitation,
come on down anyway.
Don't let it scare you off.
Come on down anyway.
Typically, it clears up and we have a good time anyway.
That's right. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's great that you do that and take the time to do it. And like you say, all across our country. Think about that. They're doing this everywhere.
Right.
It's great.
That's nationwide.
It's nationwide. That's great.
It's awesome.
Well, again, Chief, I really appreciate all the things you and your staff that you do.
Absolutely.
Keeping us safe and being there for us when we need you.
Well, we appreciate your support and the support of the community.
And thank you again so much. And we'll see you Tuesday.
We'll see you there.